I am Steve.
So, after years of waiting, a Minecraft movie is finally here. And it's been no secret that since the first trailer for this film dropped, there's been nothing but poor and bad backlash for this movie. People just hating on it, taking it all out, memes, everything. Everyone's been hating on this movie. They then released a second trailer, and I thought it was kind of a tiny bit better, and I kind of feel the internet responded to it slightly better. Don't get me wrong, there was still a lot of memes to be had, and there was a lot of things people were making fun of. However, I think it was slightly better. Then we got the third and final trailer, which I think is safe to say it was the best one of the three. I think it just kind of laid the ground, and people kind of were ready for what this film was going to be. And we know Jason Momoa and Jack Black were going to be in it. And the memes of Chicken Jockey, I Am Steve, and Flint and Steel, and The Nether, and just all these random ones kind of have been a massive thing. So I got a chance to see it opening night, and it might just be one of the craziest experiences I've ever had in my life in the cinema. But with that said, let's get started with the review. And I'm not going to be reviewing this how I normally do, because it's kind of tricky too, because I've got a lot of feelings on this. Let's just say that. So, kind of, the first thing to say about a Minecraft movie is it's a very fun film. I mean, just to give a little bit of context, I am a Minecraft player and I am a Minecraft fan. I played it with friends, I played it with family, I played it on my own. I just always have a really fun time when I play it. There's just so much creativity and imagination. It is basically Lego the video game. And when we already live in a world where we have a Lego movie, how do you make a Minecraft movie that's basically Lego the game? And, they announced they were directing, Jared Hess was directing, and he did Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. And this film is stupid. It's a dumb film, and it knows it's a dumb film. I'm not shying away from that. It's a dumb film. However, I really did have a lot of fun with this movie. The movie is bonkers from beginning to end. It is crazy. It's just some of those scenes where I was laughing out loud, but I was also at the same time like, what am I watching? What is going on in front of me? So there was a little bit of both in there, but I still had an absolute blast with it. And from beginning to end, I was never bored and I was always entertained. That was this movie's goal, to be entertaining and fun. That's all it meant to do, and it succeeded at that. So I really did appreciate that. And there is a lot of Minecraft love sprinkled into there. There's a lot of references, there's a lot of Easter eggs, cameos, different things like that. That just, if you've ever played Minecraft, there's something to enjoy there. Whether that be just things like your first night in the Minecraft world, and fighting creepers and skeletons and whatnot, or just building your own house and things like that. There's just a lot of little notes like that, but there's also references to outside of Minecraft as well, and that's all I'm going to say because I don't really want to go into it, but some really, really good little nice stuff in there, which I did appreciate. And another thing you got to kind of point out is, there was a lot of complaints about the green screen and the humans in the Minecraft world, and I think when you watch the movie, it comes across a lot better than it did in the trailers, and the CGI itself does look really good. I'm not going to shy away from that. I do think the CGI does look really strong, and I really did think it looked great. The actual, models of the pigs, the sheep, the creepers, the piglins, all of those did look amazing. There's no denying that. Whether you love or hate the film, you cannot deny it. They do look great. And I don't think there was a single design. Maybe the zombies were the only ones that I thought maybe, we could have gone a bit better with that one. But that one was just about it. So I was okay with that. And just in general, the film is really, really funny. Like, genuinely, I didn't expect to laugh out loud that much. And, the memes kind of have been a bit of a saviour for this film. When I was in my screen, whenever they were saying Chicken Jockey or I Am Steve, people were jumping up and clapping. People were screaming chicken jockey in the middle of the film. And it didn't bother me too much, but there will definitely be people who get annoyed at that. So I do warn you, if you're going to see this film in the next week or so, you're probably going to get a lot of that. So just keep that in mind when you go see this movie. So that is just kind of a little thing. And, you know, I know a lot of people have been tired with Jack Black recently. You know, he's been in Borderlands and he's been in the Mario movie and obviously Kung Fu Panda and Tenacious D and things like that. And I'm also been pretty tired of a lot of Jack Black stuff. However, I did enjoy him in this film, I'll be honest. And you know, is he a great Steve? No. But is he fun in this movie? Yes, he is. He's very funny. And there's also Jason Momoa in there, who's kind of given this little character arc. And they kind of have a little rivalry between each other, Steve and Jason Momoa's character. I think he's called Garrett. And, you know, you get the bare minimum character arcs in this movie. What I mean by that is you kind of have Jason Momoa's character, who is just this washed out old gamer who just kind of has lost his identity, and he's in debt and he's having like a midlife crisis and things like that. You know, it's something we've seen before, but you know, still it's good. It's not a bad thing. I still enjoyed it and things like that. We also have we have the little boy's character. I think he's called Henry, the kid with the red hoodie. He's also a good little character in there. You know, he's got these dreams about creativity, and there's a little story of how his sister's kind of taken him on after their parents died and things like that. So, you know, it's pretty deep, but the film just never really goes into that much, which I can accept because it didn't really, that's not what the aim of the film was. But if you're setting that up, you could really go into that, and that is kind of one of my negatives here, is the plot itself is paper thin, and it was never focused on plot. I mean, it's a very familiar story, you know, it's about these people who are transported into this mysterious world. We've seen it before. I mean, we've seen it with the Sonic movies, saw it with Mario and things like that. And, you know, the film does take itself so non-seriously, and I think if you are one of these diehard Minecraft fans who ever since you were a kid, like, just been dreaming for this movie, I do think if you're someone who doesn't watch movies much and you're just here for the Minecraft movie, I definitely think you could be disappointed in this movie because they're treating something you love just as a joke. I definitely think there is going to be some backlash there, and I don't think loads of people are going to respond well to that. However, people who are fans of Jared Hess and his work on Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite, kind of that awkward nature, will really, really enjoy this film and have an absolute blast with it, much like I did. They're two of like my favourite comedy films of all time. So when you combine that and Minecraft, I appreciated that. But also, I've been talking to a lot of people who are just like, this is just ruining Minecraft. This does not deserve to be made, and this is nothing what I wanted it to be. And, you know, if you don't like the trailers, I can't promise you're going to like the film. I think the movie is better than the trailers advertise it to be. However, I still think that witty and crazy nature is still valid and is still kind of there within the movie itself. And that is another thing, is just on a genuine story level, the movie's like a 4 or 5 out of 10. I mean, the opening 10 minutes, 20 minutes are really odd. It's like I was watching the first 10-20 minutes and I was just like, I'm not feeling this. I'm just not enjoying it. I just don't know what we're doing here. Why are we telling the story like this? Because they kind of give Jack Black's character a bit of context and things like that. And that's kind of another thing, is I'm not calling him Steve, I'm calling him Jack Black, because he doesn't feel like Steve. I mean, Steve is just a character in the game, but still, like, you know, he doesn't have a personality, but it just kind of feels like it's just Jack Black being Jack Black in the movie. So I don't know how well that'll sit with people, if I'm entirely honest. But, you know, the story itself is familiar, but it's also just the main goal of this movie is to be a comedy. if you're not enjoying the comedy of this film, you're not gonna like the film. It's as simple as that. If you're not enjoying the comedy and you're not finding it funny, there isn't pretty much little to nothing to enjoy about this movie. And there was a lot of people in my screen who were really having some fun with it and really enjoying it. But there was also a handful of people who were just like, no, this just isn't for me. And it just kind of feels like they could have done more with the character arcs. It's kind of like the character of, I think she's called Dawn. She's just like a friend of Emma Myers' character. And like, she's got this obsession with animals. So you're like, oh, okay, we can incorporate that into Minecraft a little bit, you know, with the animals and stuff. And they do that. It's not that they don't do that. But she's just got no character arc. And I kind of felt that with Steve as well, is there was no change in the character from the start of the movie to the end of the movie. There was no change. The biggest character arc you get is within Jason Momoa's character, but I still didn't get a lot of the feels with it. Because it just felt like it was just kind of stopping when we were just about to get a bit more of an emotional punch to it. So it really just didn't want to go there. And another thing to say is, you know, I did praise the actual CGI itself, but the green screen itself doesn't look very good. I mean, it's just a bunch of actors just stood in, like, human actors just stood in front of a green screen, and it's just a blue background. But I kind of thought, I actually think I would have preferred it if they had just been in a real place and then just CGI'd all the background bits in, like the objects and things like that. Because when you're watching it just from a viewpoint, and I think you can see this in the trailers, it just doesn't look right. And I just didn't get used to it the entire movie. I just kind of felt this looks really goofy. And I know that is the goal of the movie, but it just kind of took me out of the film a little bit, and I kind of felt pretty frustrated during it at the same time. Another thing here, whether you take it as a positive or a negative, is the songs in it. So Jack Black obviously has his own band, Tenacious D, and he sung as Bowser in the Mario movie, he sung Peaches, and then he didn't sing in Kung Fu Panda 4, but he had the Hit Me Baby One More Time, the Britney Spears parody kind of version. And he's got, I think, 3 like musical songs. And they're not as bad as people are anticipating, because there's people on the internet who are like, oh my god, I cannot believe it, a Minecraft movie is a musical, this movie's going to be so bad. It's not a musical. There's songs in there, but it kind of just feels like Jack Black just improv'd it on stage. So it's not a musical. There's just musical elements sprinkled into there. So if that does bother you that much, then yeah. But there's literally like 3, and they're like 1 minute to like they're like 40 seconds, a minute at most, little songs, and they had everyone laughing and everyone would clap at the end. And then there's also the I Feel Alive one, which, you know, I actually like that song, and it's not put in there as a musical, it's just put in there as a song. So I did enjoy that. And it didn't frustrate me too much. And this is the thing, a lot of the issues that I thought would frustrate me more really didn't, because I just had a lot of fun with the movie, and I cannot deny how much fun this movie really is. And another thing to talk about is Jennifer Coolidge's character. So she, you know, there was a lot of leaks going around when the movie was first announced that there was going to be a love story between her character and the villager. And I was like, nope, this is not good. And they didn't show it much in the trailers, so I was worried that they were just, for some reason, saving it. But in general, it was like 3 minutes in total. And it didn't bother me, because when it was on, it made me laugh. It made me giggle. So it really didn't bother me that much. I was not bothered at all by it. So it didn't bother me at all in any way, actually. I thought it would more, again, but it actually didn't. I actually thought it was just fine. And that's just another example of things I worried was going to frustrate me more that actually didn't. And, you know, in general, it's just fun to have a little light-hearted movie. The story's not great, and, you know, there are very noticeable issues, but it's just a lot of fun, and I just don't think you can deny that, if I'm completely honest. It's just a fun movie. You don't take anything in it seriously. I mean, there were some scenes where I think you were supposed to take it a bit seriously, but I was just in a screen where everyone was just clapping and going crazy and things like that. So everyone had a lot of fun with it. So I think this is going to play really well with audiences. I think it's like an 87 on Rotten Tomatoes at the moment, and audiences around like the 40, 50s range kind of thing. Another question I do get asked is, credit scenes and things like that. So there's a credit scene which happens during the actual credits. It's not anything too special. It's just kind of just something to make you laugh. There's not a lot else to it. It's light-hearted. It's pretty funny, and that's kind of about it. There's not else to it. It just kind of follows up on a thing from the movie. There is a end/post credit scene right at the end of the movie, which you do want to stick around for. And whether it is setting up a sequel or not, I kind of got the vibe that, if we do a sequel to this movie, that is kind of a way you can go. But equally, I kind of just thought it was there just to leave it on a bit of a high note and just something to sprinkle onto Minecraft fans, just to go, ha, I get that thing right there. And then also just another thing which people have been asking me is how much of the meme content is actually in the movie, because a lot of people have kind of been worried that they're just going to delete it all out. Pretty much all of it is in it. There are a couple bits obviously in the trailers that changed in the movie, but you always get that. The only noticeable thing is when he says "I am Steve," he kind of says it in a different tone, in a different kind of manner. That was kind of the only issue, and it's not even an issue. It's just like a did change. But it still had people cheering and clapping and going crazy. So and I genuinely think people are just going to here to have fun. Whether you played Minecraft or not, there is fun to be had here. I think it explains the Minecraft lore quite well. For someone who's never who's never played Minecraft, I genuinely think they would still get enjoyment out of this movie. So there's a lot of fun to be had here. If you don't like the film, oh well. I get why you wouldn't like this film. But equally, I wouldn't get why you wouldn't be slightly entertained by this movie. It's a guilty pleasure movie. It's like some people say a Taco Bell movie. It's guilty pleasure and it's not great, but it's still really fun. So that is what this movie is. And it sat right with me. If I'm honest, I was really happy with it. And I picked on it and things like that. Is it a perfect movie? No. But is it a fun movie? Yes. Is it entertaining? Yes. Is it funny? Yes. But it's just not the most serious movie in the world. It's probably one of the stupidest movies that a big studio has ever put out. Excluding cheap shark movies and things like that. So, in general, we've got a Minecraft movie now. We've got it. It's here. I enjoyed it. I'd watch it again. I might go and see it again. I'm kind of tempted to. But, just if you go and see this movie, prepare for clapping, prepare for cheering, prepare for talking, popcorn being thrown around. It happened with me. Just go and prepare for it. And hope you have a good time with it. So, with that said, I'm gonna give the Minecraft movie on a story level about 5 out of 10. Not very high, pretty low on a story level, but as entertainment and comedy and just fun, switch your brain off and watch it, I'm giving it an 8, 9 out of 10. Like, genuinely, I'm very, very surprised. I think this might be my most surprised movie of the year, and I think this has potential to hit $1 billion. I don't think you should underestimate it. It was packed when I saw it. The box office projections have been even higher than expected, and all that fun stuff. So, I don't know. I had a lot of fun with the Minecraft movie, and you know what? I hope we get a sequel. I'll be there opening day if we get a sequel. It was a really fun movie. I really enjoyed it, but don't take my word from it. Go and see it yourself and have some fun. Bring friends, family, all sorts. Go and see it. Have some fun. Switch your brain off. Go into it. Not expecting a masterpiece by any means, anything like that, and I think you will have a genuine good time. So I would suggest, all Minecraft fans go and see it, but also I would say Jared Hess fans go and see it as well. We live in a world where we don't get enough comedies and silly films like that. They'll go to Netflix and they're not very good, but Yeah, genuinely, go see it. Go see it. Have some fun. There's genuinely a lot of fun to be had here. So don't underestimate it, and don't judge the trailers for what they are, because there's genuinely fun to be had here, and I want to go see it again. So that's all I've got to say on the film. So yeah, that's kind of what I've got to say. So with that all said, guys, thanks for watching. Please do comment, like, and subscribe. Share with your friends and family, and let me know your thoughts on a Minecraft movie down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Be somewhere in the middle. And, do you have nostalgia for Minecraft? And also, if you want to do a little ranking of the video game adaptations down below, Mario, Sonic, Pikachu, Minecraft, Borderlands, Mortal Kombat, Uncharted, all of those fun things, I'd love to hear your list down below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. And quote any Minecraft movie stuff you want down below in the comments. Doesn't bother me. Chicken Jockey, I'm Steve, never Flint and Steel. Just offload the comments. That's all for you guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
I am Steve.